it seems so peaceful just sitting here in the flower garden, sitting on the grass and looking around to look at the beauty of things around us. And it sort of reminds me of some memories from several years ago, whenever Bonnie and I were appointed to State Youth and Christian Education Director of the state of Missouri. And being from South Georgia, we had not seen very much snow at all, very light dusting. But when we got to Missouri, we found a good bit of snow. In our very first snowfall, the heavy snowfall, somewhere around 8-9 inches, and everything was covered. It was cold, and I was wanting to get up and get to the state office, and it was so bad outside. I thought, well, I've got to get out and do some shoveling. So I went outside and got my snow shovel, and I began shoveling the snow out of the drive, and underneath it was a layer of ice. And Brett, my oldest son, was only 5 years old at the time, and he got out there with me with his little shovel, and he began to throw snow in one direction, in the same direction I was shoveling from, but that was all right. We were shoveling snow. But after a while, I got very, very tired, frustrated, and a little aggravated because my shoulders were hurting, my back was hurting. I was hurting all over from shoveling the snow and trying to break up the ice so I could get the car out. And nothing just seemed to be going right that day. And all of a sudden, Brett just looked at me and he said, "Daddy, you know what I think we ought to do?" And I said, "No, son, what do you think we ought to do?" He said, "I think we ought to stop what we're doing and thank God for this beautiful snow." Well, folks, the last thing in the world I wanted to do was thank God for that snow, because it was snow and ice, and I was hurting and I was frustrated. The last thing I wanted to do was thank God for that beautiful snow. But I thought a minute and I said, "Son, you know, I think you're right." And I stuck my shovel down in the snow, and he stuck his little shovel down in the snow. And then all of a sudden he said, "And I'll pray." And I didn't know what the neighbors thought. We were the only Pentecostals in the whole neighborhood, so I don't know what they thought. But Brett, both of us closed our eyes, and he raised his head and he said, "Oh God, thank you for this beautiful snow in this beautiful neighborhood." And he just went on thanking the Lord. And it wasn't until then that I stopped to look around to see the beauty. And folks, it was absolutely beautiful. Snow and ice on the trees, the rooftops, all over the streets. Everything was covered in white. Everything looked so purified. Oh, it was absolutely beautiful. And that's the way we get in the church so many times. We get so busy looking at the things that need to be done and so involved in the busyness of everything going along that we fail to stop and see the beauty of what's around us, to see the beauty of ministry, to see the beauty of souls saved and people touched and lives affected for Christ and people won to Christ. We get so busy with the business that we can't see the beauty around us. And it's just like right now in the pandemic with the coronavirus all around. We're so busy listening to the news and watching the things that are going on with the coronavirus and listening to the bad news, not even realizing that right outside of our door, the roses are blooming, as you could see here. The flowers are blooming. It's so beautiful all around. Let's stop what we're doing and turn off the news. Don't listen to the doomsday reports. Stop where you are, look around, and see the beauty that's all around you. And in your church work, stop the busyness and the busybody stuff that we're always doing and concentrate on those things that God is doing, that people are performing in your own church that causes others to look at Christ. Let's stop and smell the roses and enjoy the day. God bless you.